You know that feeling when you're lying in bed and the house settles and you think you hear something but you tell yourself it's nothing? Yeah, that's not nothing tonight. That's the thing you've been ignoring. That's the visit you didn't schedule, but you absolutely need. Angels will be visiting you tonight. Not metaphorical, not in wishy-washy spiritual way you can dismiss as your imagination running wild because you ate pizza too late. I'm talking about a literal, energetic, undeniable presence that's already hovering at the edge of your awareness right now. They are not here to scare you. They are not here to judge you. They are here because you finally got quiet enough for them to get through. And they have something to say that you have been asking for in your lowest moments when you thought nobody was listening. But you were listening. You just forgot you were. That's the thing about the divine. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be present. And tonight you are going to get that chance whether you're ready or not. I can already feel some of you tensing up because words like angels and messages feel like they belong to someone else. Like the kind of person who has their life together, who meditates at sunrise, who uses words like alignment and vibration without feeling like a complete fraud. That's not who this is for. This is for the person who's been running on empty for months, maybe years. The one who's been caring so much for so many other people that their own internal compass is just static now. You know the static. That low hum of exhaustion that never really goes away, no matter how much sleep you get. That feeling like you are performing for your own life instead of actually living it. That moment when you catch your reflection in a mirror window or a car mirror, and for a split second you don't recognize the person staring back because their eyes look so damn tired. That's who this message is finding. That's who the angels are coming for tonight. Not the enlightened ones, not the ones who are barely hanging on but still showing up. The ones who have been praying in their own way. Maybe not in their knees, but with folders' hands, but in that desperate whisper in the car after a hard phone call, or in that silent scream into a pillow when everyone else is asleep. You have been heard. You've been seen. And tonight something changes. But let me paint you a picture, because this isn't abstract. You are going to be in your space tonight, whatever that is. Maybe it's your bedroom with the fan on and the faint blue glow of electronics you forgot to turn off. Maybe it's a cramped apartment where the walls are thin and you can hear your neighbor's television through the drywall. Maybe it's a house that used to feel like home before everything got complicated. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the moment when the noise stops. Not external noise through that, though that might be happen too. The internal noise, the constant loop of what you should have said, what you should have done, what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen if you fail. Thousands of questions. What's going to happen if you succeed and still feel empty? That noise is going to drop out for a second. And in that gap, you are going to feel something shift. It's physical, not just emotional. You will notice it in your chest first, that tight knot that lives right behind your sternum. The one you've gotten so used to, you forget it's even there until it loosens just slightly. That's them. That's the arrival. They don't crash through the ceiling in robes and harps. They slip in through the cracks in your armor, through the space you have left open because you are too exhausted to keep your defenses up. And that's exactly when they can finally work. Here's what's going to happen. As you start to drift towards sleep, or maybe you are already asleep, and it happens in that liminal space between dreaming and waking. They are going to start with your energy field. I know that sounds like something you'd roll your eyes at in a yoga class, but stay with me. You know how when someone walks into a room and you immediately feel either relaxed or on urge without them saying a word. That's energy, that's the field. And yours has been dragged through hell. You've been absorbing things that don't belong to you. Other people's anxiety, their projections, their expectations, their disappointment. You have been carrying their stuff alongside. And alongside your own. And it's left a residue, not a visible one, not something a doctor could find, but something your body knows is there. Something that's been whispering to you in the form of chronic tension, weird dreams, that unshakable sense that something is just slightly off. And tonight, that residue gets addressed. Not gradually, not with a gentle suggestion and self-help affirmations. Surgically. I know that sounds intense, but think about it like this. If you had a splinter that had been festering under your skin for years, you wouldn't want someone to gently suggest you think about maybe addressing it someday. You'd want it out. You want it out, so you could finally heal the skin underneath. That's what this is. An extraction, a removal of something that's been embedded in your energetic makeup since before you even understood what that meant. Something that's been blocking you from feeling truly, fully alive. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, even though you've never put words to it. There is relationships. For example, there is a relationship that left more than just memories. There was a time in your life when you gave so much of yourself to someone that you forgot, where you ended and they began. And when they left, whether they felt left physically or emotionally, you didn't just lose them. You lost a piece of your own sense of direction. You have been trying to find it ever since. You've been grabbing at things, people, achievements, validation, hoping something would fill the space where that piece used to be. But nothing sticks, doesn't it? does it? Because the problem isn't that the peace is gone. The problem is that the person who took it, or the situation that took it, left something else behind, something you didn't ask for, something that's been feeding on your energy like a parasite. Tonight, that thing is going to be addressed. The angels are coming with a specific assignment, and that assignment involves clearing out exactly what doesn't belong to you, not punishing you, not testing you, not making you prove you deserve it, just removing, extracting, releasing, because you have done enough, you fought enough, you have tried enough. It's time for the heavy lifting to be done by something bigger than you. And I know there is a voice in your head right now saying, but what if this is just wishful thinking? What if nothing happens? What if I wake up tomorrow and everything is exactly the same? I hear you. Yeah, I really do. I have had that voice too. It's the voice of someone who has been let down so many times by hoping that hope feels like a trap. Someone who's learned that expecting good things is just setting yourself up for disappointment. That voice is loud tonight. And I want you to understand that the angels know exactly how loud it is. They are not offended by your doubt. They are not surprised by your skepticism. They know the armor you've built. They know the walls you've erected around your heart to protect it from being broken again. And they are not going to demand you tear those walls down all at once. They're going to walk around them, through them. And eventually you are going to realize the walls were never as strong as you thought. They were just heavy. Just heavy. So incredible heavy. And the weight of them has been exhausting you more than anything else. Tonight you are going to get a glimpse of what it feels like when that weight starts to lift. Not completely, not all at once, but enough to remember what lightness feels like. Enough to remember that you were never meant to carry all of this alone. You are going to notice things in the morning. When you wake up, and I'm not saying you will have a dramatic epiphany right away, but there will be something different in the air. The light might look slightly different coming through your window. The silence might feel like a presence instead of absence. That low-level dread that lives in your stomach most mornings might be quieter or maybe gone entirely. I wish gone entirely. You might catch yourself breathing deeper without realizing you were holding your breath in the first place. And that's the proof. That's the evidence that something happened. And it's not going to be a bolt of lightning or a booming voice from the sky. It's going to be small, quiet, undeniable. Because real transformation doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It sleeps in the way dawn does, so gradually that you cannot pinpoint the exact moment the darkness became light. But suddenly you are there, and you are warm, and you know you made it through another night. That's what they are offering you. Not a miracle you have to live up to, but a shift you can rest into. A recalibration of your internal compass so that over the days that follow, you start making decisions that actually align with who you really are, not who you have been pretending to be. Not because you are trying harder, but because the interference is being cleared out. I want you to think about the last time you had a conversation that drained you completely. You know the kind. The one where you walked away and felt like someone had did something to you, your energy out through a straw. And one you replayed it in your head for hours afterward, dissecting every word, wondering if you said the wrong thing, wondering if you should have been more patient, more understanding, more something you were not. That's not just a bad interaction. That's a sign, that's a symptom. You cannot keep giving from an empty well. And you have been drawing from a well that's been poisoned by things you never consented to take on. You have been carrying the emotional weight of people who don't even know they are transferring their stuff to you. You have been feeling their frustration, their disappointment, their quiet rage, and you have been absorbing it like a sponge. And then you have been blaming yourself, for being too sensitive, too emotional, too reactive. When really you were just taking on what wasn't yours. Tonight, that dynamic gets interrupted. The angels are going to be working on your energetic boundaries, not by telling you to set better ones. You've heard that 1,000 times, and it never sticks because setting boundaries requires energy you don't have. No. They are going to repair the boundary at the level where it broke in the first place. The place where someone crossed a line you didn't even know you had. And you have been leaking energy ever since. Think about this. You have been trying to solve a physical world problem with physical world solutions. And it hasn't been working because the problem isn't physical, it's invisible. It's in the fabric of your daily experience, woven into your reactions and your exhaustion and your inability to figure out why you cannot move forward no matter how many times, how many lists you make or goals you set. That's not a failure of effort. That's a failure of the system you have been running. You have been trying to run a program on corrupted software, and no matter how many updates you install, the core code is still glitchy. Tonight, the angels are going to rewrite the glitch. They are going to patch the hole. They are going to clean the infection so the program can finally run the way it was designed to. And you are going to notice it in the way you respond to things. The person who always pushes your buttons, suddenly their words will not land the same way. That situation at work that always made you want to scream, it will feel manageable. You will feel less reactive, more present, more like the person you secretly know you are beneath all the coping mechanism mechanisms and survival strategies. That's not you getting better through sheer willpower. That's the surgery working. That's the extraction taking hold. Some of you are going to feel an urge to rest this tonight, and that's okay. The resistance is part of it. It's the part of you that's been trained to be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. That's the part that learned early on that safety comes from expecting the worst, not hoping for the best. That part is tired too, even though it doesn't know how to stop. That part is going to want to stay awake just in case something bad happens. It's going to tell you stories about how this is dangerous or crazy or just your imagination. I'm not asking you to silence that part. I'm asking you to notice it. Notice how loud it is. Notice how much energy it uses to keep you from receiving something that might actually help. And then, just for a moment, consider the possibility that the angels don't need you to fight your own fears. They can work with them. They can work through them. They can use the cracks in your armor as entry points. They don't need you to be relaxed or peaceful or any of those things you think have to be for spirituality to work. They need you to be present. That's it. Just present enough to let something shift, even if it's just a little bit. It's just a half second of surrender before the resistance kicks back in. That's enough. That would be enough. That's always been enough. And here's the thing about the message they are bringing. It's not a message you have to figure out with your conscious mind. It's not going to be delivered as a clear sentence of a list of instructions, manuals. It's going to be felt. It's going to be a knowing that arrives in your body before it arrives in your thoughts, in your mind. You are going to wake up and you are going to know something changed. You will not be able to explain it. You will not be able to prove it. But you will feel it in your bones, in your whole body. That's the message. It's a recalibration, an internal reset that lets you feel your own life more clearly. It's the permission you've been waiting for to finally let some of the dead weight fall away. It's not about being better or worse. No, it's about being more you. More of the you that existed before you learned to make yourself small, before you learned to be apologetic, to apologize for existing, before you learned to twist yourself into pretzels to keep other people comfortable. That you is still there. It's been waiting, it's been patient, it's been whispering in your quieter moments. Tonight that you is going to get a little more room to breathe, not because you earned it, but because you are ready. You didn't even know you were ready actually, but you are. You are getting ready for this your whole life without realizing it. When you lie down tonight, I want you to do something. I want you to put your hand on your chest, over your heart, and just feel it breathing. That's the thing they are coming for. Not to take it away from you, but to remind you what it feels like when it's not squeezed by everything you are carrying. Feel your ribs rise. and fall. Feel the warmth of your own skin. That's your anchor. That's the thing that stays. That's the thing that's been showing up for you even when you haven't shown up for yourself. And as you feel that rhythm, I want you to whisper something, not a formal prayer, not something that sounds like it belongs in a church, just a quiet permission slip. Something like, okay, I'm ready. Do what you need to do. I trust you. You don't have to mean it completely. You don't have to believe it fully. You just have to say it. Even if it feels awkward, even if you feel like you are pretending, because the words don't matter as much as the intention behind them. The intention is what they work with. The intention is the opening they need. And once you give that permission, the process is already underway. And if you are someone who's been carrying something really dark, something you have never told another person about, something that wakes you up at 3 in the morning with your heart racing and your palms sweating, I want to say this directly to you. They know. They have always known. They are not here to expose you or shame you or make you relieve any of it. They are here to lighten it, to take the charge of it, to help you see it from a distance so you can finally let it go without destroying you. That's not something you can do alone. That's not something you should have to do alone. And tonight, you are not alone. You are surrounded, not by judgment, not by expectation, but by a presence that knows exactly what you need and has been waiting for this moment to give it to you. You have been afraid that if you let go, you will fall apart. But what if letting go is the only way to finally hold yourself together? What if the thing you have been so afraid of, surrender, is actually the one thing that can save you? That's what they are offering you tonight. The chance to fall into something softer than fear, something that has no agenda except your freedom, your real freedom. That's the visit. That's the message. And it's already started.